Welcome back. The video for today is on posturing values, particularly how to read other people's posture to discern what they may be valuing in that moment, and also to use our posture to communicate that we value them or something else that we need to value that's appropriate for that situation. Because the first point is that our posture can indicate what we value. If you've seen the introduction to resilience and spiritual resilience, you know that we are a spirit or a mind or soul or whatever you want to call it in a physical body for relationships. And one of the ways that manifests itself is in our physical posturing. Now you may come by somebody's office or room and they may be turned to face a computer or a book or a TV show, and when you come by they may look at you, but their shoulders and their torso and their hips are still faced in this direction. What are they valuing? Well, at least part of them is valuing that. It depends on what that is. Something in the content of that TV show, some person behind the email of that computer, but something there has their attention. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they believe that it's good, but they believe that it's important, maybe to avoid conflict later, maybe to figure out how to resolve something, maybe simply to enjoy what's going on there. So posture can indicate somebody's values. Now if you are walking by somebody and their posture is to keep going in a different direction, it might simply mean that they're on their way to the restroom and they're in a hurry. And yes, they're valuing getting some relief. So we can't read everything in the posture, but posture can indicate that they are valuing something. The best way to respond to that is simply to ask or to say, well, it looks like you're doing something important there, and to let them respond, to give them an opportunity to explain, and just be quiet and listen. It can help you learn something about them. A second point to understand is that posture can indicate a level of investment in whatever it is that they're valuing. So if somebody is reading or working at their computer or tablet or anything else, and you come upon them and they give you eye contact, how much level of interest or level of value do they have in you at that moment? It's small, because the rest of their posture is still faced this way. Now they may come here and give you a little more with their head. When somebody comes into my office, I try to turn my full body to them, hips and everything, and if it looks like they want to come in and talk, I'll step out from behind my desk and come over to greet them, to give them my full physical attention, which communicates that I'm valuing them. So posture indicates levels of investment too. First from the eyes, then more from the head, the shoulders, the hips. The whole body shows levels of investment. Now it logically follows from that we can posture ourselves in different ways to communicate that we value that other person. Now it could be that you're in the middle of something very important and you can't afford to communicate too much investment in that other person because you really need to get back to what you're doing. So you might simply turn your head and say, "Hey, John, how you doing?" And then look back quickly to what you're doing, because you don't want to send a mixed message. I recognize you. Use your tone of voice, eye contact, a smile to recognize them and turn back. Now, they may want more from you than that. So what do we do then? The last point that I'd like to communicate to you in this video is that posturing ourselves and stating what we value in that moment is the clearest form of communication. So if you're working on something that needs your attention right now and somebody else wants to divide your attention or your time, you can turn to them and say, "Hey John, how you doing?" And if they indicate they want more from you than that, "I've got to finish this right now, but maybe I can come check with you in an hour or so. Would that be okay?" If they say no, maybe you can rethink, should you have asked, is that okay? Maybe better would be, "Hey John, it's good to see you, but I'm really working on something important. As soon as I'm done, I'll check back with you," if they had indicated that they needed more, wanted more of your time. So that shows that you value them, but for this moment, you have to value this as more important. Hope that makes sense and is helpful. See you next time.